Today I had the opportunity to meet an amazing woman who has beaten the odds and survived a double lung transplant. At only 27 years old, Jeannie Winters found out that she had a type of genetic emphysema that left her with only a short time to live.
Hey, here's your Barbie stuff.
For years, Jeannie Winters thought she only had asthma, but after a simple blood test, doctors discovered that she was wrong.
The doctor said, "I'm sorry, Jenny. You're dying, you know, and we're going to see if we can get you some lungs, and hopefully we can."
Because of the urgency, she was put on a national register for people in desperate need of organs. She waited for almost 2 years before she got the call that doctors had found her a new set of lungs.
They said, "Jenny, are you sitting down?" And I said, "Yeah." And she says, "Well, we think we've got some lungs for you."
And that was almost 2.5 years ago.
I think with my faith in God and them and the love and support that I have from my family and this little one, if you know, they keep me going.
Along with her support system, Jeannie has a great attitude.
My motto is, you can think your glass is half full or half empty, and I'm just glad I have a glass.
Jeannie's donor was a 34-year-old from Washington, and Jeannie says that she thinks of her often.
Every breath that I take is hers, that she's given me.
Along with having a healthy life after surgery, Jeannie only has one other goal in mind.
Just to be around to see her grow up and get married is my goal in life.
Jeannie said that if anyone is undecided about being an organ donor, all they have to do is look at her daughter and realize how important it was for Jeannie to receive the gift of life. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Jeannie Crofts. Jennifer, back to you. Jennifer, with February being Black History Month, people in the community feel it's important to celebrate and remember outstanding African Americans. Today at the Unitarian Universalist Church, the festivities continued despite the weather. The Love and Charity Club Incorporated, in cooperation with the church, held its second annual Black History Month celebration. Today's festivities included having the iRepo dance group from Denver and a soul food taster. The event lasted all week and drew a crowd of over 1,000 people. Students from Cheyenne elementary schools toured different rooms in the church dedicated to teaching them about important Black figures. The Love and Charity Club says the reason this celebration is so important is that African Americans are often left out of the history books.
We think it's important for people to know the contributions and the sacrifices and just everything that African Americans have done, not only to help build this country, but the things that they have done in the world. Because
the group also says this event is important so that Black children can be proud of who they are. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Jeannie Crofts. Jennifer, back to you. Jennifer, the Marine Corps of Wyoming and Nebraska has certainly seen an increase in interest following September 11th, but the recruiters say only a few people can be Marines. Today, the young men chosen for the job spent quality time with their families before having to say goodbye.
Welcome to the Marine Corps family.
During the next 7 months, 33 young men from around the region will head to San Diego for Marine Corps boot camp. Following training, about 80% of those enlisted will graduate and begin their life as a Marine.
A certain amount of them have different jobs ranging from infantry to avionics. It just depends on what's going on in the world at that time when they graduate from Marine Corps boot camp.
But today, recruiters, recruits, and their families came together for many reasons.
And basically, it's just a time for the families to meet each other, the kids to meet each other before they go to boot camp.
After the attack on America, many people thought twice about going to war, but not everyone.
It's made me want to go more. It made me have more of a reason to go, just because, I don't know, we shouldn't be afraid to serve for our country.
The recruits are excited about the possibility of going to war, but one mother with 2 sons in the Marines says she'll definitely have some sleepless nights.
And he is in a snatch and grab type of platoon company that will be headed to Afghanistan, probably the next bunch of groups that goes.
But Schofield says she couldn't be more proud of both of her Marines. The recruiters say that when the Marines come home from boot camp, they stand a little taller, look sharper, and they have a greater understanding for honor, courage, and commitment. Reporting live from the studio, I'm Jeannie Crofts. Jennifer, back to you.
Jeannie, this is the 3rd armed robbery in the last week, right?
It sure is, Nora. The latest happened at 4:40 this morning at the mini-mart located on Yellowstone, and this one involved injuries. The male suspect was shot in the back while trying to flee the mini-mart. Police say the bullet was removed from the man at UMC West and that the injury is not life-threatening. Police say the robber walked in and threatened the clerk with a hammer. At that time, a customer got involved and wrestled with him. The robber got away from him and ran out, with the customer and another man chasing him. The suspect then got into a car as one of the customers pulled a pistol and fired several shots. The alleged driver of the getaway car, Brandy Keenan, then sped away and dropped the suspect off at the emergency room. She was pulled over and arrested soon after that. Lieutenant Jeff Schultz says police are still investigating. He does say that when citizens intervene in a crime, it can be dangerous.
Make a very close observation of the suspect. What does he look like? How tall is he? You know, clothing, things like that. If he got in a vehicle, what did the vehicle look like? What was the plate? We don't encourage them to become active participants.
Lieutenant Schultz did not rule out charges against the shooter, but of course a lot more investigation is still needed before prosecutors can make that decision. He also says that he does not believe that this robbery was related to the other two that happened this past week. Reporting live from the newsroom, I'm Jeannie Crofts. Nora, back to you.
Jeannie, the torch is only days away.
Yes, Nora, Tuesday is the big day. The Olympic Torch Relay is a tradition to bring communities together and help build excitement for the Winter Olympics. And in just 2 days, Cheyenne will come together around the flame. Torch Relay began on December 4th in Atlanta and will travel through 46 states covering 13,500 miles.
You know, all the major communities and whatnot in America would have an opportunity to see the flame as it passes on its way to Salt Lake City.
There are 11,500 torchbearers that were picked by the impact they've made in their community.
It's just based upon how inspirational their stories are and how they've been able to inspire others in their communities.
An important aspect of the torch relay is the torch itself.
The theme of these particular games, Light the Fire Within, which is actually inscribed at the bottom of the torch here.
This Olympic torch relay is the most extensive and far-reaching in the history of the Winter Olympics, and it's building the excitement for the games more and more.
Anticipation is growing. The more people get an opportunity to see it on TV, hear about it on the radio, by the time it reaches their communities, I mean, it's been tremendous.
And many people feel that this community involvement couldn't come at a better time.
We're able to kind of help bring back the feelings of patriotism, the feelings of, you know, community that have kind of been missing over the past few months in light of everything that's happened to our country. And it's really good, a perfect time for something like this to kind of come to America and to kind of help reunite us.
On Tuesday, the Olympic torch reaches Cheyenne at about 5 p.m. and the excitement continues at the Cheyenne Frontier Days lot at about 7 p.m. So you'll want to make sure to be there so you can witness Olympic history. Reporting live from the studio, I'm Jeannie Crofts. Nora, back to you. Young men and women from around the U.S. are heading to the Winter Olympics to compete in a fairly new sport, snowboarding.
There will be 7 members on the alpine racing team doing the parallel giant slalom, and then there'll be 7 members doing the half pipe.
They've been traveling and practicing for months, but just yesterday they found out they qualified for the Olympics.
Pretty overwhelming because all at once it's just, you know, it's my whole racing career has been focused for the Olympics because it's the highest event you can get to.
Since snowboarding is not a top money-making sport, the teammates were in Cheyenne to raise money. People in the community responded today by buying pictures, calendars, and T-shirts autographed by the Olympians to help them get one step closer to their dream.
Going to be one of us, I swear, standing on that podium.
Dr. Michelle Cameron, the team's physician, says what the team needs is the equipment that all the other competitors have. After a short visit to Cheyenne, the group is heading west for a little more practice time.
And then we're going to Idaho to train for about a week, so we don't have to be around the whole hype and everything.
They say there are many things to do to prepare, but just remembering to do the simple things is best.
Eat, sleep, breathe. Breathe deeper, breathe deeper.
Reporting for your station, I'm Jeannie Crofts, News Channel 5.
Sorry, Jeannie.
Jennifer, last night on HBO was the world premiere of The Laramie Project, a movie that focused on the community after gay University of Wyoming student Matthew Shepard was beaten to death. The movie brought back painful memories of the tragedy, but many people in Laramie thought the movie portrayed the town quite accurately.
I think they did a pretty good job portraying Laramie, you know. I think they made it look like a lot smaller town than it is, but I think they did a pretty good job for the most part.
I think the movie pointed it out perfectly. Like we say, we're live and let live, but as long as you don't tell, you know, that you're a homosexual, that's all right. You know, otherwise, if you're open about it, I think that, you know, as we've seen, there's some serious repercussions.
I thought they portrayed Laramie in the way it should have been portrayed. It's I see Laramie as a town that's full of diversity, and it's a pretty calm town. People are, for the most part, rational-minded people, and they've really hit that in the movie.
And one woman I talked to said that she chose not to watch the movie because she didn't want to relive the painful memories. But she feels that the community has definitely pulled together since Matthew's death. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Jeannie Crofts. Jennifer, back to you.